We knew with the passing of the Big Beautiful Bill Act, there was going to be some significant changes to federal student loans, and not just in repayments, but also programs that are centered around federal student loans. One of those programs is Borrower Defense to Repayment, which allows you as a federal student loan borrower, if you attended a school that committed certain misconduct, you are able to bring a claim against them through Borrower Defense to Repayment. And in this application, this is an updated application, it is now 28 pages. The previous application was 21 pages. And you can tell the differences in the application just from the instructions alone. So with this new application, there's some changes, and one of which is it now tells you how the application is going to be evaluated. It actually tells you the regulations, depending on when your student loans were taken out or when you took out that consolidation loan. It tells you how the application and what regulation is going to be utilized to evaluate your application. It's important though, when you are looking at the application, prior to even submitting anything with this application, is that you understand that there's an investigation that is happening. And I know that when you look at the application, 28 pages initially can be overwhelming. But when you get to the questions and you're being asked at who, what, when, where, why, and how, the Department of Education is doing an investigation into your allegations. They want to know the story behind these allegations that you are claiming has been committed against you by this institution. So you want to make sure that you have an understanding of exactly what it is that you're trying to prove happened. And some of which will be through documentation that helps support your claim that this school committed certain misconduct against you. What's important also to note is that I know that some borrowers, when it comes to evidence, so to speak, the concern is that I don't have any evidence. It's been decades for some borrowers since the last time you attended school. And then too, once you leave a school, your access to portals are you're no longer able to access the information. So you no longer have the access to the portals that the school had for you. Not only that, some of you don't have your emails, all of that information that you may have had previously, you just don't have it anymore. So what that means for you is that you're utilizing evidence that is out there, in the internet, things that you find at the libraries, anything that you may find by requesting it directly from the Department of Education. You're using that supporting information to help strengthen your claim. But what's important to note is that whatever type of evidence that you are using to support your claim, that you have an actual understanding of the information that you are providing. There are some borrowers who are just submitting this application and with the impression that the more evidence that you have, the better. But sometimes that evidence may not even directly support the claim that you have against the school. And if you are submitting information that may not directly help you, then you have to be able to logically explain it. If you are questioned about it, you have to be able to explain why this information was, provided with the application. So we know that, right now things it's a lot, it's heavy. But if you have attended a school that has been negligent, they have committed harm against you, then you should definitely be holding them liable for that. And I know that sometimes with it's just everything in general in this borrower defense application, it can be a lot. But take your time, read through the application. Like I said, there's some new sections in this application. If you were someone who previously looked at the old application, there's some new things that is in here. Just make sure that you read the application, read all of the information, and start getting everything in order so that way you can submit the strongest application possible.